Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Enes. Today we'll discuss on first looking into Chapman's humor by John Keats. This is a sonnet by John Keats in which the speaker describes the aesthetic enjoyment of poetry and of reading. In this poem, the speaker in the poem says that he had traveled through the realms of gold and he has seen very gorgeous states and various kingdoms and various western islands. But first time he felt the pure serene, the pure aesthetic enjoyment of Homer poetry when he first read the translation of Homer poetry by George Chapman. And when he read the translation of Homer poetry by George Chapman, it was so loud and profound, and the feeling was so high that the speaker felt like when the astronomer first time discovered a new planet, or when the Cortez first time discovered a Pacific Ocean. So in this poem, the kid says that I knew a lot about the Homer poetry, and I traveled through various kingdoms, through various gorgeous states, and various western islands imaginatively through Homer poetry, but the first time when I felt the pure serene, it is when he read the translation of Homer poetry by George Chapman. And when he first time read the translation of Homer poetry, the feeling was so profound that he felt like when the first time the astronomer discovered a planet, or when the Cortez discovered a Pacific Ocean. Now let's discuss the summary of the poem a little brief. This sonnet is about poetry, which describes a reading experience, and the speaker says that the reading experience is sometimes so profound that an entire world seems to come to life. In this sonnet, the poet specifically talks about the translation of Homer, the classical Greek poet, by George Chapman, who is an Elizabethan poet. The speaker had heard a lot about the imaginative world presided over by genius Greek poet Homer, but this world was never truly brought to life until the speaker read the translation of George Chapman, which seemed this, to speak to him loudly and profoundly. Reading the Chapman translation of Homer work, the speaker felt like witnessing a new planet when the astronomer witnessing a new planet, or he felt like when the Cortez first time looked out at the Pacific Ocean. So this is a short summary of the Keats sonnet on first looking into Chapman's Homer. To cut the story short and to conclude our video, let's conclude the sonnet. So in short, we can say that Keats has a wide experience in the reading of poetry and he is familiar with the Iliad and Odyssey of Homer, but not until now he has had the special aesthetic enjoyment to be gained from the reading Homer in the translation of George Chapman. George Chapman provides the same kind of overwhelming excitement felt by an astronomer when he discovered a new planet, or by Cortez when he first saw the Pacific Ocean. So this poem expresses Keats' feelings on first looking at Chapman's humor. The poet says that he experienced new sensations after reading Homer poetry. And through reading Homer translation by Chapman, the speaker traveled via his imagination through Greek world. So this is all about on first looking into Chapman's Homer. I hope the video will be helpful. Thank you very much for watching.